this week also, there's been news. I think most people are aware of Mel Tucker's situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. No, Dan Lanning is not going to Michigan State. People, get over yourselves.
Yeah, there was a thing that went out and gained traction on social media that Michigan State and Dan Lanning had mutual interest in each other. Which, for one, stop. Because first, Mel Tucker's not fired yet. Two, if they fire him, do they owe him money or not because of cause? Three, Oregon just extended Dan Lanning and paid him more money. And four, we're going to the Big Ten, so why the hell would he leave Oregon to go to Michigan State in the Big Ten? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. So for all the trolls out there, I highly doubt that Dan Lanning is trying to look to go to Michigan State.
So let me, because there are people out here who are going to watch this video and they're going to be like, oh, but how do you know? Let me just walk everybody through this. So I definitely dug into this a little bit as to where this leak came from, who this person is, what this individual. So the report that people are looking at initially that had caused a little bit of concern on some duck forums across the internet was a man named James Watts on Twitter. Now, James Watts on Twitter claims that he is a Fox Sports Michigan State insider, all fine and dandy. The problem with Mr. Watts, the profile was created the same day the leak was given. There is no affiliation with Fox Sports Public Employment and anybody named James Watts. There is no public Michigan State employee by the name of James Watts. If you go on the internet, this man does not exist, period. It's a fake account, basically. He has 5 followers. His followers are nobody with any sort of affiliation. So let's just shut this down right quick. There was one rumor, and this rumor came from basically a troll account that was created one day ago.
The account, I think, was made like a month ago, too. It wasn't like it had been around or something like that. But it gained traction immediately. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
If I look up right now, it says September 2023. So this account was just created. His very first tweet was that tweet.
That's a troll account, 100%.
So, like I said, Duck fans, and then how does this make any sense? So if there's anybody in the comments who just wants to try to argue this and drop some logic that Dan's going anywhere, this man just signed a $29.1 million deal for 6 years with a $20 million buyout on an ascending contract, which is a $200K bump every year that he's with the team under this contract.
Plus all the bonuses he gets for any bowl game appearances. I'm sure there's other stuff in
It's bowl games. It's college football playoff. It's 10-win seasons. It's Pac-12 conference championships. It's champion appearances. Yeah. So I mean, there are so many incentives and so many reasons that it would not make any sort of sense at all. And to Michigan State's not paying a $20 million buyout. I saw one fan on Twitter who is like, oh, well, they're not going to end up having to pay Mel Tucker, which is not true because we don't know that at all. That's going to be a whole different battle that's going to be taking place after they officially fire him, which is going to happen.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, too. I mean, like, one, do they have to pay Mel Tucker? So imagine if they had to pay him the guarantee money, which I don't know what that is, probably like $40 mil. Mm-hmm. They couldn't afford Dan Lanning at this point with a buyout. They couldn't even afford him if they wanted to. And again, why would he go to another team that's way worse in the same conference they're going to, where he's already building up his team? This is not Mario Cristobal going back to his alma mater, or something like that. Dan Lanning has no association or affiliation with the Big Ten, really, or anything like that. He doesn't really have affiliation with any actual program other than, Georgia, maybe Memphis. And Memphis, he wouldn't go there to be a head coach. He's already a Power 5 coach. So, I mean, and I don't think Kirby Smart's going anywhere anytime soon. So,
I'm going to be real. I mean, if maybe if this were a case where, they're like, oh, Georgia wants Dan Lanning, obviously completely fictional, fabricated scenario. But maybe something like that, I would be more prone to be like, give it even a thought. A Michigan State, I'm not giving it a thought. There's zero affiliation. He has zero ties to Michigan State. Why would this man want to go live in Lansing, Michigan? I mean,
this right here.
Michigan State would be better off to go after somebody like Mike Elko, or even as somebody pointed out, maybe Jonathan Smith. You know, because who knows where the Beavers are going to end up next year. So I mean, is Jonathan Smith poachable? Very possible.
I don't know. He's like Mike Riley. He loves Oregon State. I don't think he's going to. But Mike Elko, Unnecessary Roughness said that earlier or yesterday during a live stream they were doing. They were like, if I was Duke, I'd be shelling out money to lock down Mike Elko right now because he is probably going to be the first person they try to poach because he's cheap to buy from Duke. You know, I would lock Mike Elko down in a heartbeat if I was Duke at this moment.